Active duty transgender troops had until Friday to voluntarily self-identify and leave the military. You may remember the Defense Secretary ordered the military to remove troops with gender dysphoria from service. The fact-check team's Janae Bowens has been digging into the policies. So obviously, if you didn't meet that deadline, what happens next for those who did not voluntarily leave?
Yeah, Dee, so involuntary separation has begun. Now, the Defense Department says the military will use existing medical readiness evaluations to ensure no service member has a diagnosis of gender dysphoria. Now, I've noticed the administration doesn't use the term transgender. However, President Trump said in January that troops expressing a gender identity different from their sex cannot meet the military's rigorous standards.
And it's my understanding these troops will still get benefits, correct? Tell us what you found.
Exactly. So according to the Defense Department, service members affected by the policy are eligible for a range of benefits, including separation pay. However, the pay is significantly higher for those who voluntarily separate. For example, an E5 with 10 years of service might be eligible for as much as $101,000 in separation pay if they voluntarily separate, but only about half that amount if they're involuntarily separated.
All right, so it seems like a monetary incentive that they're trying to use there. Janae, thank you. Janae will be back in a few minutes to discuss how many transgender troops are serving right now. The military is now involuntarily removing transgender troops. Active duty transgender troops had until Friday to leave voluntarily. Service members in one of the reserve components, they have until July 7th to self-identify. The fact-check team's Janae Bowens is back to discuss this further. So how many transgender people currently serve in the military?
Yeah, Dee, so the Defense Department says the actual number could be higher or lower, but an older study estimated there are around 4,200 service members diagnosed with gender dysphoria. Now, the department says 1,000 voluntarily self-identified and began the voluntary separation process. For context, there are about 2.1 million troops currently serving.
And obviously, the removal is drawing criticism, drawing some pushback.
Yeah.
Break down what congressional Democrats, what their bill aims to accomplish.
Right. So the Fit to Serve Act aims to block these efforts by prohibiting denial of service or involuntary separation based on gender identity, including a diagnosis or potential diagnosis of gender dysphoria, and ensuring access to medically necessary health care coverage for transgender service members. But with Republicans controlling the White House and both chambers of Congress, it's unlikely this bill will pass.
Yep. Janae, thank you. For more on this fact-check team topic, including links to their sources, scan the QR code or visit thenationaldesk.com.